many of our local MPs here. Many aren't, like Gary Lund, and hiding. We have Denise Savoy, who is the NDP MP for Victoria since 2006. On January 5th, while this group was still forming and still getting organized, she put out a statement calling this action morally an affront to our democracy. So we're glad to have her here today.
I want you to picture a scene for me. It is a gold medal Olympic hockey game. Canada versus Russia. It's running, it's tied in overtime. And Sidney Crosby gets a pass and is on a breakaway, and the crowd rises, leaps up in anticipation. As Crosby moves in, and the whistle blows and the play is dead. The Russians just called timeout. Well, actually, no, they didn't, because you can't call timeout in hockey. But as we've seen, you can call timeout on democracy. Because it's legal does not make it democratic. Our Governor General technically can veto a bill that has passed Parliament, but she doesn't because she shouldn't. And that's sadly the lesson that our prime ministers have not yet learned, and it makes our democracy weaker, and that is what we have to change.
Just below the surface, it's not even just about this issue. It's about people across the country recognizing that democracy is more than just voting. It's recognizing this and choosing to become involved in their country. After all, decisions are made by the people who show up, so thanks for showing up.
Are you ready to fight for our democracy? Yeah! Are you ready to fight for our Canada? Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, you are showing Mr. Harper that Canadians care about our country, that we are here to fight for our country, we are here to get back to work. When Mr. Harper prorogued Parliament, what he effectively did is he shut down your voice in that House that is designed to represent your wishes, your hopes, and your dreams. And we're not going to allow that to happen, right? When Mr. Harper came into power, he said that he was going to change the face of Canada in a way that Canadians were not going to recognize. In fact, and he said when he's finished with Canada, Canadians would not recognize the country that we love. But we are not going to let that happen, right? I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for each and every one of you coming out today to show Mr. Harper that yes, we care. The fact of the matter is, for those people who are sitting under the bridge there without a home, for those people who have lost their jobs, for those at home who cannot get the medical care that they need, that is why we need to get back to work to open Parliament up. I was just on the phone this morning to some friends in Ottawa, and they said that in Ottawa we have a rally with thousands of people right at the House of Commons, right at Parliament, giving the same message here. So from Atlantic Canada to here in Vancouver Island, what you have done and what you were part of is a citizens' grassroots movement to take back our Parliament. And what Mr. Harper has shown, ladies and gentlemen, by shutting down Parliament, and before that, he's not only shown a disregard for the hard-working public servants and the MPs, including his own MPs, I might add, but he is also showing a disrespect for you. As Professor Pilon said, we can't allow this to continue. For 16 years, I've been trying to make our Parliament more democratic, so that the hopes and the dreams of all of us who are here today can come through those who you send to Parliament, like Denise and I and Gary, to be able to do our job. So we can make Parliament a place where we're able to drive the very solutions that we need to relieve the pain and the suffering and achieve the hopes and the dreams and the aspirations that all of us have in our heart. We want to make sure that our country is going to be better for the future generations to come, right? But we can't do that. We must not allow the continued erosion of our democracy to continue. And I can say as an MP, and Denise will say this too, many of us, across party lines, regardless of political stripe, we have been just disheartened at the way in which the powers of Parliament have been pulled away from the people. And let us not forget that young men and women have fought in wars to give us the very rights that we have today. We owe it to them. We owe it to them to be able to honor their sacrifice, to honor the sacrifice of Canadians, open Parliament up, make it more democratic, and let's make sure that, so in other words, we can build the best and most powerful Canada that we've ever had, right?
I'm Renee Hetherington. I'm the federal Liberal candidate that will be running against Gary Lunn in Sandwich Grove Islands. I love this country. I will stand up for this country and democracy in this country if it kills me.
We're here because this matters, and because we do care. We had a little contest when we were organizing this. We had a little contest and we asked people to write in 250 words or less what they would say to Stephen Harper. Yeah, you can imagine what we got. Now of 19 responses, 3 were fit to print. And we've asked those 3 people to be here with us today. They're going to speak at various points throughout. David was an early one, and one of my favorites. David Wynn is a resident here of Victoria, and he's got a few choice words.
MP Gary Lunn cannot be here today. But I would like to share with you my letter to him. I would have liked to share with you his reply. But so far, neither he nor his staff have acknowledged my letter. This is what I wrote. January the 8th, subject prorogation of Parliament and abuse of Afghan captives. I want you to know that Stephen Harper's prorogation of Parliament is insulting to Canadians, a betrayal of democratic ideals, and a backsliding from promises of accountability he made when he was trying to get our votes. The meek acceptance by Conservative members of Parliament of undemocratic actions such as stifling of discussion is an abdication of their responsibilities to Canadians. I do care that your leader is doing whatever he can to continue a cover-up of complicity at top government level with abuse by the Afghanistan government of captives turned over to them. And I do care that your leader is hiding behind the Canadian Armed Forces.